Hey, what is going on, Karasuno family? My name is Mike, and welcome back to another Karasuno TV video. Guys, on today's video, we are reacting to the Danmachi Season 3 Opening 1, or the new opening for Danmachi. Guys, you know, when we watched the first episode this past Friday, you know, I wasn't sure if that ending was the ending as the opening, you know, because we started listening to it and it sounded very somber. So, I was expecting something a little bit, you know, more upbeat. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be the ending, if it was going to be the opening as the ending for the first episode. Turns out it was the opening. So, you know, I'm glad that I didn't watch it. I'm glad I ended up skipping it because I wanted to do this in a separate video. So, Crunchyroll uploaded it to their YouTube channel, so it's a perfect opportunity for me to go and dive in and react to this opening. So I know you guys have been waiting for it, so here it is. This is going to be Danmachi Season 3 Opening 1. Real quick, though, as a reminder, subscribe to the channel, guys. We have a lot of content coming this season and the seasons after, so, you know, keep it up, to keep up to date with all my latest content. Subscribe. Check the description for the socials. Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and the Karasuno TV Discord, guys. Go check them all out. A lot of great stuff there. So, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And here it is, Danmachi Season 3, Opening 1. Okay, so starting off with some piano. And, of course, Belle and Hestia. We're up. Belle's dagger. Dashes off into the horizon. Okay, so a bunch of characters flashing on screen. I'm going to have to go back and give it a second watch for sure. It flashed very quick. So here's Ween, right in the Hestia mansion. Hestia getting a little angry. Oh, okay, Aisha. We're even throwing it back with Aisha from season 2. Right, member of the guild. You know, the lovely Ice. Oh, who was that? That was from was that the guy who was going after Lily? Okay, so we're bunch of monsters fighting alongside Belle. Belle's fighting this guy with goggles on. Oh, and he falls back to these monsters. Wow, are we getting like a new alliance? Ooh, and Ice is even holding her sword to his throat. the ever scheming Hermes. With Alfie right at his side. Ooh, look at the Familia with the newly included Ween there too. Okay, so good first watch. Song on the initial listen, song was okay. You know, it gave me similar vibes to, I guess, the second season's opening. Not as good in my opinion though, but I think it'll grow on me. It's very similar to the second season. So let's go through and let's see, you know, what we have. Like I said, Belle and Hestia standing side by side. You know, Belle's dagger. Nothing too special about this, right? Belle jumping off into the horizon. Okay, so we're flashing quickly by. Ice, of course. Now we have this monster here. I recognize him from episode 1 because they're talking about there being a monster who has armor on, you know, under the ground. Stole Adventure's armor in the dungeon. This might be that guy. So some sort of reptilian character. We have Ween, of course. We got introduced to her first season. She seems like she's, you know, being adopted into the Hestia Familia. Oh wait, wow! I literally missed that. You know, it flashed so quickly, that last scene. So good. I paused it real quick. A lot of monsters here. I recognize some of them through this opening. This monster on the left, the one in the top left. You know. So, are we going to see these characters appear in this season? Probably, right? Okay, I pause again. We have the lovely Lady Freya, of course, and the ever-powerful Otaro right by her side. You know, the Hestia Familia members, Mikoto, Lily, Welf, and Haruhime, my waifu. Hestia. So, a couple shots of just the Familia, right? Ween, of course, at the mansion. Hestia sort of glaring and then realizing, you know, it's not like glaring out of jealousy and then realizing, you know, what it actually is, more of like a father-daughter. Aisha, which surprised me, we see her who, you know, big role in season 2. Didn't think she would be back, but she is. She's back and scantily clad as ever. We see Ryu and Seer from the bar. The guild, I forget her name, but the woman from the guild. Now that's ice, and she seems like she just took out some kind of monster. It has a deep cut in it. Now we see this guy. I could have swore I remember him from being the one going after Lily, right? So maybe he's involved in. No, because her whole story arc revolved around the Soma Familia. But maybe he's into like the human trafficking kind of deal, and that's why maybe he gets tied up with the monsters. But we pan by a lot of new adventures I guess we haven't seen up to this guy who seems like he's significant, right? Goggles on. Maybe he has something to do with, because clearly there's going to be some sort of rival faction that opposes, the monsters being accepted, the ones with intelligence being accepted amongst the adventurers. So yeah, we can see Belle protecting Ween. Clearly looks like they're going to, have some confrontation. We see the lizard reptilian with the armor on, right, fighting. And the interesting thing here is that, right, he's fighting alongside his monster, like, familia, if that's what they are, but his monster pals. And then we see Belle fighting right alongside them, clearly going to be protecting Ween and fighting this guy with goggles on who has a pole arm. And he falls back right into their ranks. So clearly Belle's going to be taking their side. We see all these monsters. We see the old man from the first episode. Is that a flashback to the Minotaur? An interesting shot here of Ice. Clearly she's going to be coming to maybe it's just her familia who doesn't believe, that they should be siding with the monsters. Maybe that's why she's at Belle's throat. But clearly they're having some sort of confrontation here. A difference in ideals. And then, of course, Hermes and Alfie. The scheming Hermes. And I hear he does something shady to begin season 3. And then, of course, the panning shot of Hestia and her familia. And that's it. That's the opening, right? Yep. So, a great opening. Like I said, it reminds me. The song reminds me of very much so of season 2's. Excuse me, of season 2's opening, song wise. But visually, it's fairly boring. We don't really see too much high octane action. Season 2's opening was probably the best so far. I really loved that when the chorus hit and the action hit, we got a lot of beautiful panning shots, smooth animation, a lot of fighting. This one we really see Belle clash with the guy with the goggles on, like once, and then everything else is panning shots, introducing characters, right? So fairly boring on the visual side of things, but fairly catchy song. Overall, a good to great opening, but nothing too special. Stock standard, I guess you would say. Fairly safe. Nothing too spoilery given away for the upcoming season. So it's not exactly like the hypest opening. It's not going to hype me up too much for the upcoming season. And I could see myself possibly skipping it down the line, if I'm really rushing to get the episode out. It's not something that I'm going to say it's a definite skip or a definite watch, but, it's something that I could possibly see myself if I'm at, a crunch for time, maybe being like, oh, I'll skip it this episode. But, so I'd say fairly safe, fairly solid opening. But I am still hyped for Danmachi season 3, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this whole dynamic with the monsters, the intelligent monsters, and how that's going to throw a wrench or just confusion into the grand scheme of things and how the day-to-day life goes by in the dungeon in the city. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like these opening reactions. You want to see more, and you want to see more series that I'm doing as well. So, like I said, be sure to subscribe. Check the description for the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. A lot of great uncut, full audio, full visual reactions on Patreon. Early access, so much great benefits for supporting me on Patreon. Go check that out. And then join the Karasuno TV Discord. Come, engage, rant and rave, yell at me if you don't think that I was right about this opening. But, come, engage with the community. Just bring a positive attitude. That's all I can ask. And thanks, as always, guys, for the support, for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.